Hey everyone, today we will be discussing about rational equations. Now, a rational equation is an equation that contains one or more rational expressions. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to solve for the values of x's in a rational equations. But we have to be careful here because sometimes in irrational equations there exists an extraneous solution. What's an extraneous solution? An extraneous solution is an apparent solution that does not solve its equations. So sometimes there are solutions which appear as value of x's in our equation, but if we go back to the original equation and check it, it doesn't appear as a solution. So that sometimes happen on rational equations. That's why it's important for us to always check our answers. So let's have our first example. Number 1, let's have x over 3 minus 1 over 5 is equal to 3x over 2. Let us remember that when we talk about rational expressions, these are similar to fractions. These are expressions which contains a numerator and a denominator. So more or less, we're going to be dealing with a lot of fractions in this lesson. So let's solve for x in this equation. X over 3 minus 1/5 equals 3x over 2. So the best thing that we can do here is to first get rid of the denominators because it's gonna be difficult for us to work with denominators here. If we can eliminate it, it's good. So let's try to do that. So we can do this the faster way or the slower way. The slower ones would just multiply all the terms with 3, 5, and 2. The faster one would be to multiply all of the expressions with a number that you can divide with 3, with 5, and with 2. Basically, what I'm talking about is the LCM, the 3, 5, and 2. So the LCM of 3, 5, and 2 is 30. So let's multiply both sides by 30. How did I come up with 30? It's their LCM. So when you have an LCM, just think of it as a number where you can divide by 3, where you can divide by 5, where you can divide by 2. In this scenario, 30 is divisible by 3. 30 is divisible by 5 as well. And 30 is divisible by 2 as well. Can we have 60 since it's both divisible by 3, 5, and 2? Yes, we can. We can also have 90, etc., etc. Basically, to get rid of the denominators, what we have to do is we multiply both sides by a number which can be divided by your denominators. So that's basically it. So we distribute the 30 to x minus 3 and negative 1/5. And we do the same thing on the right side. So we just multiply, okay? So 30 times x over 3 is 30x over 3 minus 30 times 1/5. Take note that we're multiplying both sides by 30, so the 30 gets multiplied by the numerator. So 30 times 1, that is 30 over 5 is equal to 3 times 30, that is 90 x over 2. From here, we divide 30 divided by 3, that is 10x minus 30 divided by 5 is 6 is equal to 90 divided by 2 is 45x. All of them should be divided and all the denominators should be removed at this point. If it's not, then there must be something wrong with what you multiplied and how you multiplied it. Alternatively, you can immediately divide from here. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 30 divided by 2 is 15. Times 3, 45. You can do that thing as well. Now, let's have this one. 10x minus 6 is equal to 45. So let's isolate the terms with excess and those with not. So let's put all the terms with excess on the left side and those without excess on the right side. So let's transpose the 45 to the other side. So this becomes 10x minus 45. X is equal to, so positive becomes negative, and this negative 6 becomes positive on the other side, is equal to 6. So 10x minus 45x, that would be negative 35x is equal to 6. Let's divide both sides by 36. So x is equal to negative 6 over 35. So this is our solution. Now we have to check our answer. So we replace the negative 6 over 35 on x and on the x here, on 3x over 2. But I'll leave it up to you on checking the answer. Okay? For our next one, we have x plus 5 over x minus 3 is equal to 8 over x minus 3. So what we have to do first is to get rid of the denominator so that we can work on our equation much easier. So to get rid of the x minus 3 and x minus 3 here, we multiply both sides by x minus 3 so that they get divided immediately. X minus 3. There. So they get divided. So what's left? We have x plus 5 is equal to 8. Transpose the 5 to the other side, so this becomes x is equal to 8 minus 5, which is equal to x equals 3. Therefore, the solution is x equals 3. However, remember we have to check. So let's go back to our equation. So this is x plus 5. This is check, huh? Check. Over x minus 3 is equal to 8 over x minus 3. Replace the x's as 3. So this becomes 3 plus 5 all over 3 minus 3 is equal to 8 over 3 minus 3. 3 plus 5 is 8 over 3 minus 3 is 0. 8. So we arrive at 8 over 0 is equal to 8 over 0. However, 8 over 0 is not a number. It is undefined. So we cannot consider x equals 3 as a solution. So this is not a solution. Therefore, our answer has no solution. So there's no solution. So that's everything for rational equations. I hope you learned a lot today and see you guys on the next video.